everybody. We are getting into another video around here in the Steadycast. I guess that's the name that we're gonna go with.
Steady, yeah.
Yeah, Steadycast.
We are the Steadycast on the Steady Chat.
Yeah, we're like, we own the company. Anyways, we're gonna talk about something that I struggle with the most. How do you know if someone is into you or not? And so we're gonna paint the picture, yes. Right? We're gonna say you're out on the town and you meet someone new, or you're on your first date with someone new. How do you know that they're into you or not? And what are the things that you should look out for? Cliffy is engaged, so he should know this stuff.
Why would I know this?
I don't know.
I just assume she likes me. Like, she said yes, so I don't know, man.
That's no longer an assumption.
In theory, we're good. Like,
yeah.
But we will just go through like a few different ways that you can kind of like just see like, oh, okay, like maybe if like a couple of these things are true, it's most likely they like you.
Yeah,
kind of digging it.
Like they're interested in you.
Yeah, at least a little something. You know what I mean? Like. All right, so we'll go through just a few general ways that both guys and men and women will show that they're into you. So one of those ways would be touching. Like maybe if you've like, I always think about it like, like, you know, like not even like that close to each other, and they end up being like next to you, and like they end up like kind of like touching you, and you're just like, you notice it after like the first couple times that it happens. Like that would be something that you would like think about and be like, oh, like that's a little weird. That's a little different. That could have been an accident. Like,
yeah.
But
like,
the first few times
let it happen. Like if it's consistent, it happens a few ways.
Yeah.
Then like, all right, cool.
Yeah, like if you're at the bar, if we're going back to the picture that we painted here, you're at the bar, you just, you know, sat next to this, you know, chick, cute chick. You just sat next to this cute chick, and you know you're talking to her, and you feel like maybe she's starting to like you, and maybe like her knee like hits yours or something. Like the first time, okay, probably just an accident, like my bad. Like, but if she like does that, but she doesn't like really pull away like that, and you know maybe it happens a few more times, she's probably feeling it. Like
yeah, maybe. Yeah,
there's a chance, anyways. Like
you know what I'm saying.
My general rule is to always just combine these things together. So a second way that you could tell is if like they're making really good eye contact. So like Shawn and I are doing right now, making extra eye contact. I'm turning away, and then
we're cousins, so and we're guys, so that's just not gonna be a thing.
Look, man,
eye contact
is good.
It's good.
Important.
Don't overthink it the first time it happens.
Yeah, no.
I think as a generation, we're probably not as good at keeping eye contact because we're in our phones a lot more, and so like I catch myself like I look away because I'm like trying to think and gather my thoughts, and so you want to. What I usually do is I'll try to stay as engaged as possible in the conversation, and the way that I do that is I look at their face, or like I'll look at their arm. If I'm trying to like gather my thoughts, but I don't like look away.
Right.
If I look away, then it doesn't seem like I'm interested. Unfortunately, I get distracted really easily. So like in a restaurant, if like something drops or somebody does something, I'm just like, and then I don't know, and then they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah,
my bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm actually super bad about that too. But
yeah, and speaking of what he just did, laughing is great.
Oh, yes. I was like, hello? Well, okay, first, before we get into that one, eye contact. So another, like, situation in which eye contact that could be good. Say you're at the bar again, but this time you're not next to the girl. You just spotted a girl. So you look over at her, and you guys end up, like, making eye contact. And that eye contact lingers a little bit. Like, you know, it's like a little different than just like you accidentally make eye contact and you guys both immediately like look away and it's like, okay. But if you'll like make eye contact and, you know, they smile a little bit or like it, you know, holds for a second, like you're both like actually checking each other out. And especially if that happens again, okay, go talk to her. Like,
I think, yeah. And I think men shouldn't like, I have to be careful the way that I say this. So don't just like stare and don't just straight up look at like body parts and stuff like that. Like don't be like that, right? Don't or like you know, don't do that. But if like you're looking in her eyes and she seems like she's pretty interested and she doesn't like look away. She doesn't look away immediately. Then like she may be interested. It's possible. And then if you guys catch eyes again, you should probably like pull up your pants and like walk over. And we did talk about this in the previous video. Like you gotta like talk to people.
Yep.
As many people as you can talk to, even if you're not fully like attracted to them, even if you just spark that conversation, they may end up being like the greatest person that you ever met, and maybe just you're not as attracted, but spark that conversation and get out there.
Yep.
And then make them laugh.
Exactly. Now getting into the laughing, like I mean, so okay, now once again we made eye contact with the girl. We went over there. We're talking to her, and she's laughing. But she's not just laughing like at like like I'm actually funny, and I said an actual funny joke. She's laughing at like everything you're saying. There's a good chance she's like feeling you.
Or she might be like creepy. But
I mean,
she's giggling. Yes, that's our producer giggling. Just said yes.
Yeah.
So, so yes. You don't have to be, but it's good to be somewhat funny because women look at things differently than men do. So you if you make her laugh, it's gonna keep her engaged in the conversation. It's gonna be a thing that hey, they're probably pretty interested. Like they might be into you.
True.
Full disclosure, I do make a lot of people laugh. I have no idea how. I don't know how this happens, but I do make women laugh. So, and it doesn't mean that they're always interested in you, but you should take that shot still. You should definitely still take that shot and see if like they're into you and kind of test the waters with like that conversation. And especially if they are engaging in the conversation. Mm-hmm. If they are engaging in the conversation with you, either they're leaning in or like asking you like leading questions to get you to talk more. That's the thing. And for guys, don't talk too much. Try to get her to talk.
Yep.
And then you engage on the proper parts.
Make it a conversation, not just a one-way, like you talking to them.
Exactly, because you're not as great as you think you are, and women have a ton of choices. So don't think that you're the greatest in the world, all right? Engage in the conversation. Make sure it's a two-way street. If they're not engaged in the conversation, then say, have a great night, ma'am. Move on.
And all of these ones so far go both ways, by the way. Like, if you're, the girl and you're talking to a guy and he's laughing at the things you're saying, like, he seems like he's feeling it. Maybe, he's really engaging and asking you, questions about you and really trying to get to know you. These are all positive signs that he's actually likes you.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't just trying to, maybe, he might not be just trying to hook up. He might actually care about who you are.
Yeah, so especially if nothing, like, real physical has come up yet.
Oh, yeah.
If it's, like truly a conversation, you probably got a good man.
That's a green flag. Yep.
Yeah,
you should go for
that's a green flag right there.
Yeah.
So those were some general ways in which you might see might be into you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
so now we're gonna get
2 out of 3 of them.
Now we're gonna get into some that our producer apparently approved. So we're gonna talk about a couple ways how women show they're into you. Now she's checking the list to make sure. All right, go ahead.
So sometimes girls will do this thing where they'll like play with their hair like a little bit, like while they're talking to you, especially like or while you're talking. It's actually kind of more like an absent-minded thing. Like I've caught my fiance doing it where she won't even like think about the fact that she's doing it, but she'll be like playing with her hair while we're like talking. Now this obviously isn't automatically a thing like, oh, this chick's so into me because she's playing with her hair, like that's weird, but it could be something along with like some of these other things. Like if she's looking at you that right way along while she's doing it, like if she's shown other signs before and this is another one to go along with it, that could be a way that she's showing, hey, I'm into you. It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess the other way that we have written down here is batting their lashes. Now, I've only ever seen this once, and she was a very forward very forward woman.
Okay.
Like she batted her eyelashes, she winked at me several times, like, and that's never happened to me before.
Yeah, so you noticed it for sure.
Yeah, so like I've never actually experienced like that, and I've never really experienced like a woman batting their lashes, but
it happens.
Yeah, apparently it's enough that it could happen.
Yeah, for sure. And if we were to talk about a couple ways guys show, for the ladies out there, we're going to give them some advice too.
Oh yeah,
Like a guy might show that he's like actually into you by being protective. Men, that's kind of like, especially in our culturally, it's a thing for guys to try to be protective of, his woman or his girl or whoever he like cares for like that. So if a guy starts to be, protective or pulls, that normal classic one of like he, gives the girl his jacket. Like you don't just give any random girl your jacket when, you're cold too. Like you're going to do that because you're feeling the girl and you're trying to show off and, trying to, be protective of her. That's a really good sign that the guy's actually feeling you.
Yeah, for sure. This thing may be a bit shallow, but he may end up. This other thing is, he may buy things for you. Now, It may not be super expensive. It may not be something crazy, and so that's why some people may think of this as shallow, but it's not. He could do the simplest thing as to buy you something, buy you a drink, buy you dinner, buy you roses, buy you a gift, buy you certain things, especially as you're going along. But in this specific situation, most likely he buys you dinner or buys the dinner or buys you a drink or buys the dessert or some to that manner. He's probably feeling you.
Probably.
He probably into you.
Because most of the time, especially if it's like for all of these, look for things to be like over the top, like more than what you would expect out of just like somebody just being friends and just being cool. Like he's trying to buy all of your drinks or like, like really trying to like make it a point to buy a drink for you specifically, especially if you're hanging out like in a group setting or with multiple people, or, he's on a first date, like maybe, you were totally expecting for you guys to go half. Like if he's been doing some of these other things and he also tries to actually pay for the whole dinner, that's not a bad sign. Like he's definitely trying to do something. And obviously that's not a, like you said,
it's not a hard and fast rule.
Right, exactly.
But yes, and our producer did just say too many drinks can be a red flag. I will be one to say that I'll like generally pretty much all my dates that I go on, I'll always pay.
Yeah.
If I've just like met somebody out, that's kind of hit or miss if I'm gonna buy their drinks or not.
Right. You have to be really fortunate to do that.
Yeah, and you kind of have to like be careful, with buying drinks like that.
Yeah.
Our producer said like too many drinks can be a red flag. If you buy them. If you're just like, oh yeah, let me buy you another drink, and you constantly do that, then it just sounds like you're trying to get them drunk instead of you being a friendly person.
Right.
It
should be more of like, oh, like, do you want to go get another drink? Or like, if you're trying to go, I'm gonna go get another drink. Do you want another?
Exactly.
drink?
It's like I wanted a drink, so I'm gonna. Yeah. Did you need another drink?
Yeah. Good. Like,
no.
Look, you're running low there.
It's like cool. All right, that's fine. It's like and a lot like some like it's a kind of 50-50 shot where they're like gonna say yes or no.
True.
And if they say no, like don't get upset.
Yeah. No. Definitely.
Don't get in your feelings. Like, oh, why don't you want a drink? It's like. No, like maybe you could like razz her a little bit, like, oh, you don't want to get drunk or whatever. Like, like not don't say those words, but like,
yeah.
Like you could razz her a little bit, but like don't try to push it too much.
Yeah, no,
it's not a thing that you should do.
It's all about going with the flow.
And you should, in this instance, yes, you should be a little bit more flowy with it, for sure.
I mean, it should be natural. It should be like don't like make it awkward. Don't do like weird things. Just go with the flow. Like, if you guys go up to the bar and you're at a bar for one and, you're trying to get another drink, like, okay, yeah, let's get a drink. Like, if you're at, dinner or in a situation where you can have these things happen, then it makes sense. And then make it make sense,
Yeah, for sure. And those are just some ways that, you can show that you're into somebody and that somebody will show that they're into you.
Yep.
Anyways, that's been it. I'm Shawn, CEO of Steady.
I'm Cliffy B, CMO of Steady.
And we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for getting us to the fifth video. Fifth video.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you do the like, subscribe, comment, share.
Yep.
Share it with your homies. Hit that subscribe button, and you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys later.